It's been a long time, but we're finally going to get this new series started. So let's do a recap real quick. So Kyle Gray, you remember Kyle Gray, played for Alabama State in 3 seasons, left after his junior year. When he came to Alabama State as a freshman, we lined him up at quarterback and had him run that option. He rushed for over 1,000 yards as a two-way player. Also, he was big on getting interceptions. He was big on getting tackles, big on getting sacks. He could do just about everything. He even threw a touchdown pass, man. The beauty about Kyle Gray was he could play just about any position. When we first recruited him, he was an athlete, but he was a much better cornerback than he would have been as a quarterback. He probably would have been an option quarterback had we kept him there. But in his freshman year, he was named as a freshman All-American, second team All-SWAC as a freshman. He was an all-out baller no matter where you put him on the football field. Remember against Southern, he rushed for a touchdown, he ran for a touchdown, and he intercepted a ball in the end zone. He was a 3-time SWAC champion, did everything for us, man. One of the best players we've ever had, and we had some great players come through this dynasty so far in this series. Now, Kyle Gray is from Decatur, Alabama, and he shocked us when he declared for the NFL draft. We was not expecting that. We was expecting him to come back for his senior season. We was expecting him to come back and have a stellar season on top of that, and then he would go on to the NFL greater pastures. But draft day came, he never got drafted. So what happened was Pete Carroll called him, but he didn't want him to play defensive back coming in as an undrafted free agent. He wanted him to play the other side of the ball, and he wanted him to play outside. So Kyle Gray packed his bags up, went up to Seattle, Washington, and he was a wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks. And did he make an impact? Right here against the San Francisco 49ers on opening day. They was not expecting him to be this good. But remember, he's an all-around athlete. He can play just about any position in the NFL, well, in football. He did that in college, did that in high school, and now he's doing it in the NFL. He was pretty much Travis Hunter before Travis Hunter. Dory Jackson before Dory Jackson. And of course, he looked up to players like Charles Woodson and Champ Bailey. So, you see the impact he made with the Seahawks as a wide receiver. 3 tutties in one game, that was a career high for him. But when they got up in them playoffs and he went up against the Saints, that's when they knew they had something special. He was so good in the playoffs that he would eventually lead the Seahawks to 2 straight Super Bowl wins. The first one down in New Orleans, the Big Easy, over the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was an upset, as a matter of fact. A lot of people had Pittsburgh winning that game. Of course, Ben Roethlisberger was looking to bring it. They had Troy Polamalu at the time. But Kyle Gray overlooked all the odds and brought them a Super Bowl title. And then the next playoffs, Kyle Gray would take his performance to another level. First beating the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card. Then eventually we get to the Super Bowl and we take over and defeat the New England Patriots, led by none other than Tom Brady. And of course, we have to go back to see Kyle Gray's touchdown catches, and on top of that, he ran for a touchdown in the Wildcat formation. Here he goes right here, up the middle, pass is caught, another touchdown. He had 4 touchdowns in this ball game, just straight balling for those Seattle Seahawks. There goes the Wildcat formation right there, touchdown Seahawks. Now remember, Kyle Gray never won a national championship in college. The closest he's got to a national championship was SWAC titles. But here, Super Bowls override all that. That's the ultimate goal. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to finish his career here in Seattle, have a Hall of Fame career, and win as many Super Bowls as he could with Pete Carroll. Because Pete Carroll called him when he was at his lowest, and now he's on the verge of having a great career. And then Kyle Gray was on his way home from practice one day and suffered severe injuries. It was so severe that it ended his career. His spine, his vertebrae, took some permanent damage, especially around the neck area, the back of the neck. Doctor said if he was to take one more hit, he would have been permanently paralyzed. So he was depressed for a few months. Then he decided to go with his backup plan, and that was to become a math teacher or a math professor. So he decided to finish his master's program out there at the University of Washington. He was taking classes while he was with the Seahawks, but he decided to go ahead and finish it on up. And then he got a phone call. Hello? Hey, yo, what up? Joe Cool? Hey, yo, don't act shocked. You know who it is. Listen, I need you. I need you to come back to the Gump Town. I'm tired of these wide receivers dropping passes. Come down here and show them how to play. That's right, it was Joseph Cooley, aka Joe Cool, calling Kyle Gray and telling him to come down and coach up the wide receivers. So for the last 2 seasons, including season 10 and season 11, you've seen Kyle Gray coach up players like Sheldon Money Green, giving them Bolitnikoff awards and giving them all kind of stats and great honors. You saw him turn Patrick Collier Ochocinco into a star. Players like Kevin Garnett-Humphrey took their games to the next level thanks to Kyle Gray, the wide receiver coach here at Alabama State. So you saw us beat Ohio State, and then we took it to another level when we played them USC Trojans in season 11. This was the season that featured 3 1,000-yard receivers, courtesy of our wide receiver coach, Kyle Gray. Joseph Cooley knew exactly what he was doing when he brought Kyle Gray back to Alabama State. NFL experience, Super Bowl champion, and on top of that, playoff legend at the NFL level. Now, we haven't played season 12 yet, but Kyle Gray was on that staff as well, coaching our wide receivers. Eventually, he would go on to coach back at his hometown of Decatur, Alabama, coach high school football for a few years, and then he got a phone call up there in Nashville for a big-time position. The Tennessee State head coach got the calling, and he was very impressed with Kyle Gray's resume. High school coach, coaching up eventual NFL players at Alabama State. So he decided to call him up and give him an opportunity, and he must have really impressed at his interview. Kyle Gray was so impressive at his interview that he even offered him the job. So they would announce that Kyle Gray was going to be their new offensive coordinator up there for the Tennessee State Tigers. He brings in coaching experience, playing experience, of course being a Super Bowl champion, a 3-time SWAC champion, and on top of that, a lot of knowledge from the college level to the NFL level. And of course, he did win the highest prize in this sport. So with that being said, the journey begins. There he is right there. We're going to start off with a pro-style offense. I started off with Fresno State's pro-style offense. Now, the defensive schemes on this game are decent, but I'm going to stick with that 3-3-5, man. I'm having the most success with that one. We're going to say that we're an alum of Washington, even though we got a bachelor's degree at Alabama State. And, of course, Alabama State's not on this game. But he does have a master's from the University of Washington. And, of course, we're going to go with that Alabama pipeline. So let's see what goes on as we start off the coaching career, that is, of Kyle Gray. Here's our contract right here. We got 2 years, and the ultimate goal for year 1 is to get 7 wins. So as you see here, it's been pretty much up and down over the last couple of seasons with Tennessee State. But of course, we know this is really Oregon State. But that's cool. It is what it is, man. So let's take a look at the squad. We got Jarius Bolden. He is our best player overall at 94, left outside linebacker. Now, I'm just going to show you the offensive players. Here's the plan. We're going to play offense, and we're going to sim defense. This cat right here, Tyreek Robinson Jr., has a nice arm. Only thing is his short pass accuracy ain't really all that. But other than that, he's a pretty good quarterback, and we're going to be riding with him this season. So we're pretty deep at the quarterback spot. We got 2 red shirts, and on top of that, we got an 87 offense, an 89 defense, and an 88 overall. Now remember, in NCAA 06, the last time we saw Tennessee State, they was on probation. But it looks like they turned things around over the years since that time. And now that they have Kyle Gray as their offensive coordinator, please believe he's looking to have a balanced offense. A balance of running the football and a balance of throwing that thing all over the air. Let's take a look at the running back position now. So the first cat you saw at the running back position, Eric Avery, we're going to be dependent on him a lot. Xavier Bowie, We're going to be dependent on him a lot. And then, of course, Forsky the third. Then we have 3 redshirt players. I don't expect all of these players to stay. I do expect some players to leave at the season 1. But we'll see, man. And also, in case you didn't notice, we're in the Pac-12 along with 2 other HBCUs. But I will show you that later on. The fullback position. Now, that's a damn shame. Eventually, we're going to be recruiting fullbacks. Please believe. So let's go to the wide receivers. You got Parks right here. Then we got Reddy. Those are the 2 impact players at wide receiver that we have. Now, we won't be focusing on just these 2. We're going to be spreading the wealth all over the football field with our wide receivers and our tight ends. And as you see on this depth chart right here, there's a lot of wide receivers on this roster. This is absolutely crazy, dog. Absolutely nuts. We got 4 red shirt wide receivers. So let me reiterate this again. We're going to sim defense and we're going to play offense. When we become a head coach, that's where we're going to play everything. That cat right there, Davis Finney has the potential to be the best tight end in the country. We're going to be looking for him a lot. Garbers and Bethel as well, man. And then, of course, we have 2 redshirt players at the bottom. So it looks like the future is bright for Tennessee State, whether Kyle Gray stays here for a long time or not. Offensive line, we're decent. Left tackle looks pretty good for the future. But eventually, this is what we're going to have to start recruiting in the trenches. Everything starts in the trenches. Once we get that up, then we'll start worrying about the other positions. And of course, on defense, it looks like the future is very bright. I'm not going to show you the defensive players, just the offensive players, but please believe, the defense is going to be a monster over the years here in Nashville. So, you see the guard positions. We got 1 red shirt there. At the center position, we got a red shirt freshman right there. And everybody else is young as well. So, let's see what happens here at our first season in Nashville, dog. Very excited about this. I will have the schedule ready for you in the next episode. And we're going to play our first game in the next episode as well, dog. I'm telling y'all right now, it took me a while to get this going because I was very salty about them not having the actual HBCU teams in the game. But join us next time. We're going to be in Huntsville. We know Sam Shade is going to be the next head coach at Alabama A&M. But right now, Kyle Gray is looking forward to his first game as an offensive coordinator against the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. And that concludes the start of Kyle Gray's coaching career. Thank you for watching. Peace.